Dear learner, in this session I am going to discuss one important concept of C programming language, which is known as iterative statements. Iterative statements are also known as loops. Iterative statements are used to repeat the execution of a list of test statements depending on the value of an integer expression. In a program, suppose we want to do a particular task repetitively, then that statements can be written within iterative statements, and in C language there are three types of iterative statements or loops, which are while loop, do while loop, and for loop. Now, what is a while loop? The syntax of while loop is given here. In case of while loop, the condition is tested first. If the condition is true, then only the statement blocks inside the while loop body will be executed. And if the condition is false, then the control will come out of the while loop body. Here it is written, the while loop provides a mechanism to repeat one or more statements while a particular condition is true. A while loop is called an infinite loop if the repetition condition is always true. This is the flow chart for while loop. Here, after executing statement X, the condition is tested here with this diamond shape. This condition is tested and it is written within a diamond shape figure. If the condition is true, then statement block will be executed. If the condition is false, then statement Y will be executed, and updation of, if the condition is true, then updation of increment decrement will take place, and it will again take this the condition. If again the condition is true, then again the statement block will be executed. Like this, the for loop will continue until unless the condition becomes false. From the diagram, it is clear that the while loop will execute as long as the condition is true. The updating of increment decrement statement is very necessary. Here in this program, some of the first 10 numbers are calculated using a while loop. Here two integer type of variables are declared, I and sum. One is initialized to I and 0 is initialized to sum. In this while loop, the condition is I less than equal to 10. That means I will go to up to 10. When I becomes 11, the loop will discontinue and it will come out of the loop and it will display the sum. Within the while loop, sum is calculated. First, sum is initialized to 0. That means for the first iteration, that means I equal to 1, the condition becomes true and the control will come inside the loop, and within this loop sum equal to sum plus I, 0 plus 1, that means 1 will be stored in this variable sum. The value of sum is 1, and then I is incremented by 1 with this statement I equal to I plus 1. Like this the loop will continue until I becomes 11. When I becomes 11, the control comes out of the loop and it will display the result. Sum is, the value stored in this variable sum will be displayed. Like this, we can calculate the sum of all numbers from 1 to 10. This is one simple example of while loop. We can do this program using any other loop like for loop, do while loop, etc. Now, do while loop. Do while loop evaluates the condition after the execution of statements in its construct. The test condition is tested at the end of the do while loop. That means the do while loop executes at least once even if the condition is false. And this is the flowchart for do while loop. And the condition is tested at the end. And This semicolon is very necessary after a while loop. This is one simple program for which will calculate or which will read the numbers until -1 is encountered. The program will also count the negative, positive, and zeros entered by the user. Here a do while loop is used, and first a number is taken as input, then the number is tested. That means if number greater than 0, that means number is positive. If a number is greater than 0, then the number becomes positive. So the variable POS plus plus, that means positive variable is incremented by 1. Again it is tested, else if the number is less than 0, that means the number is negative. Then the negative variable is incremented by 1. Else if number is equal to 0. If the number is 0, then zeros will be incremented by 1, and this do while loop will continue unless the user press -1. After the do while loop, 3 printf statement is written. First will give the number of positive numbers, second will give the number of negative number, and third one will give the number of zeros. And this is the output of this program. Suppose these numbers are entered by the user, and this will be the total calculation of number of positive, negative, and zeros. Now I'm coming to the for loop. In case of for loop, uh, this is the syntax. When a for loop is used, the loop variable is initialized only once. This is the initialization, then test condition, then update of loop variables. After that, within the bracket, statement blocks are written. If there is only one single statement in a for loop, then these brackets, curly braces are not required for a single statement. When a for loop is used, the loop variable is initialized only once. With every iteration of the loop, the value of the loop variable is updated and the condition is checked. If the condition is true, the statement block of the loop is executed. Else, the statement comprising the statement block of the loop are skipped and the control jumps to the immediate statement following the for loop body. And this is the flow chart for loop. There are certain points to remember about for loop, and those are every section of the for loop is separated from the other with a semicolon. It is possible that one of the sections may be empty, though the semicolons still have to be there. Third point, in case all the expressions are omitted, then there must be two semicolons in the for loop. This is written as follows. Fourth point, in case of for loop, the condition is tested before the statement contained in the body are executed. So if the condition does not hold true, then the body of the loop may never get executed. In a for loop, multiple conditions in the test expression can be tested by using the logical and logical OR operators. Multiple initializations must be separated with a comma operator.